And I ain't saying no homo. Ain't shit about me ever been homo. You think I'm sweet? We can go toe to toe, yo. I'm the Lord of the Rings. Niggas call me.
Yo, what up though? This is your boy Chris B, back at it again, coming at y'all with another movie review for kick in the new year. So, this time we're going to be talking about one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a Jet Li film. No, it's not The One, which was a good movie. It's not Unleashed, which was one hell of a movie. It's not Romeo Must Die. It's not Kiss of the Dragon. It's not Lethal Weapon 4. But this movie, I will be bold and say, this was, to me, this was probably his best film, other than Once Upon a Time in China. And that movie is Fist of Legend. So, I don't know if y'all would like to do some kind of comparison with this and Fist of Fury, but if I had to, I would say, hey, Fist of Legend is a better film, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, Fist of Fury is a great movie. It's a legendary film. Rest in peace to Bruce Lee, but I just feel like Fist of Legend is a better film. You know what I mean? You know, down to the fight choreography. And yes, it has the dojo fight, just like Fist of Fury. You know what I mean? Fist of Legend is a remake, I believe. But, you know, the story is basically revolving around, you know, the real person, Ho Yan Jia, and his fictional student, you know what I'm saying, Chen Zhen. But, yeah, man, like, there's a lot of scenes in this movie that had me on the edge of my seat, man. Like, for an example, when Chen Zhen comes back to the school and fights his former friend, you know what I mean? One of his fellow students. And, like, they was fighting to, you know, basically to see who was going to run the school, you know what I mean? Or who will become the leader. And after, you know, Chen Zhen basically defeats his friend, you know what I'm saying? He says he didn't want no parts of running the school or nothing like that, you know what I mean? But another scene that had me tripping when I first seen this movie, right, was the scene where it was actually one of the first scenes where he was in class, and then you had the Japanese walk in there, and you know what I mean? And then he's trying to dominate or whatever. And then he gets up because they start messing with his girl. And then he starts, you know what I'm saying, washing them one by one. Yo, that part where he rearranged old boy's jaw, yo, I thought that was like the most hilarious stuff, man. He was, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, Jet Li was truly, truly amazing in this film. Now, one thing about Jet, though, you know what I'm saying, that I really don't like, in my opinion, is that in some of his films, he uses a lot of wire work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really a fan of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for an example, with the movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, I wasn't really too fond of that film. I will say that. I'll be honest with y'all and say that. Like, Crouching Tiger wasn't one of the best films to me. You know what I'm saying? Because he used entirely too much wire work. You know what I mean? I like grounded martial arts films. And this one, Fist of Legend, was a grounded film. Just like Fist of Fury. You know what I mean? Again, don't get me wrong. Bruce put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that film. You know what I mean? But I just feel like Fist of Legend was just better. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, the acting was on point. You know what I mean? Like I said, the fight choreography was just freaking amazing. The story, you know what I'm saying? Number 3, the story, it was pretty good too. You know what I mean? But if you're not into those kind of stories, you know, the student coming back to avenge the teacher, because he doesn't believe that the teacher just died of, natural causes or whatever, then, you'll still enjoy the film for the fights. You know what I mean? You could just fast forward to every fight. You know what I mean? It was a pretty good amount of fights in this movie. Now, the one thing that, Fist of Fury had that this one didn't was basically, I would say, Bruce's version of, Chin or whatever was a little more angry. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Jet Li's version was pretty freaking awesome too, but, Bruce Lee's version was just more angry and more vengeful. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime he overheard somebody talking about the assassination of his master, he just basically, it was on sight. You know what I'm saying? He took him out right there and then. But again, this movie is probably, like I said, my favorite Jet Li film. You know what I mean? I have this in a 3-movie set actually though. Tai Chi Master, The Enforcer, and then this movie right here. So, if you haven't seen Fist of Legend, stop what you're doing right now. Find out where it's streaming, or hell, order the DVD somewhere, Blu-ray or something. You know what I mean? Hell, find somebody who's got the VHS tape. Watch this movie any way you can. Like, this movie is the shit. Straight up. And if I got to give this movie a score, it definitely gets a 9 out of 10 for me. You know what I mean? Fist of Legend. Check it out. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for my review of Fist of Legend. Thank you guys for listening. And we will be back here next week for our 3rd movie. And that movie is going to be Blood and Bones. So stay tuned for that. And I will talk to y'all later. All right? Peace.